right in front of us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I tried calling Becca's phone.
What?
I tried calling Becca's phone.
Yeah, she doesn't have it.
Yeah, really.
It's in my bag. And the money's in the bank, too.
Where's your phone?
Right here.
Yeah, they told you that's free. I wish they'd come a little early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like I don't know how many seats I have to save. Like how many people is Logan bringing? 3?
It's, yeah, 3.
Does he message you?
I don't know. No?
People stress me out. I hope we got pregnant.
Huh?
I hope we're pregnant.
You hope we're pregnant?
I'm trying to.
You hate sex that much?
What? I didn't say that. I just don't want that thing of having it take me and getting sad when my period comes.
Well, yeah. But you're also still on the patch and...
No. I meant after.
Yes.
Where are these fuckers? You should probably warn Logan that we're gonna have the coach's family by us.
Yeah.
He needs to be
Civil.
civil. They're on their way. They're not even close yet. They're on the interstate. This is where they're at. I think it's just 6 of us.
Atkinson is starting, right?
I have no idea. I don't have the lineup.
Bill Hollick. He gave it to Bill Hollick.
Oh, Bill was down there,
Oh, so
and I already had Missoula's.
He's getting theirs, too.
There he is.
Oh, there it is.
He wasn't sure on Skylar Montgomery, but I just found Skylar, and he is 29.
And Skylar's not playing.
Yeah, but he wanted to make sure we got the number right. He wasn't sure with these throwbacks, so but
perfect.
That truly is the number. Can I borrow?
So why is Skylar coming up? Why is he getting brought up?
Because he's good and he throws strikes.
Yeah, it's just who went down then?
Huh?
Did someone have to go down then?
Well,
Yeah.
Skylar's hurt, right?
I don't know.
Like,
I haven't talked to the
tightness
trainer.
or something.
All right, Adam, I'll pop up every now and again.
All right.
What's that?
Do you need this?
Okay. Nope, I got it.
Over to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Bye, Adam. Love you.
Oh, did you text? Sorry. Did you text Aaron theirs?
No, not yet. I will.
Do you have it though?
Yep, okay. I have it.
Thanks.
Oh, what?
The link, they're trying to get it.
Yeah, it should be posted on Facebook.
Okay.
Um,
They're just trying to get it going on the trailer out here.
okay, yeah, it should be all posted on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
I can't get back this phone.
Where are you sitting?
We're gonna sit right in front of by the Corby's.
Do you want the money now?
Yeah. Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
right now at this moment. But we may see that as we get underway here tonight. Hardhats 0-3 here at the Firecracker entering play. Missoula, on the other hand, they come into play with a victory over Rock Canyon on Thursday, and then they played the back half of the doubleheader against Millard South and lost 8-2. So they're 1-1 at that point. Played yesterday against Premier West and defeated Premier West 8-1. So they're 2-1 coming into today's matchup with the Hardhats tonight. Hardhats trying to get into the win column before facing Terre Haute, Indiana tomorrow, and then the final day of the Firecracker coming on Monday, Independence Day. So lots of baseball still to be had in the next couple of days, and just about set to get underway here tonight in Rapid City. Today's Keys of the Game are brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. Find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV is across from Cabela's and also on JB Road in Blackhawk. And today's key to the game, hit the baseball. It's pretty cut and dry. The Hardhats have 10 total hits through 3 games. They totaled 5 hits over 2 games yesterday. Now, if you do the math, they had 5 hits in game 1 on Thursday, and that's it. They've only had 10 total hits here at the Firecracker tournament this season. So they were competitive in game 1 yesterday with only 2 hits and somehow stuck around in that ball game, but they're going to have to rely on hitting the baseball, and it'll be a tough task. They've seen Adam Jones before for Missoula. They faced him in Billings earlier this season, about 2 months ago now. And lots has changed throughout the dynamic of the Hardhats. They've had their ups, they've had their downs. The Hardhats in the midst of a 3-game losing streak coming into tonight. Their season high is 4, and they would like to snap that skid as they get set to face Missoula here tonight. Today's starting lineups are built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. For the visiting Missoula Mavericks, it's the pitcher Adam Jones to lead things off, followed by the center fielder Nick Beam. Henry Black, the right fielder, bats in third, followed by Chris Deal, the left fielder. He bats fourth. Mike Braither does the catching. He bats 5th. Connor Jordan, the first baseman, bats 6th. Kai Palmer, the second baseman, 7th. Ethan Parker at third base, 8th. And Eamon Higgins, the shortstop, bats 9th for the Missoula Mavericks post 27. The Hardhats send Brian Atkinson to the mound to face Missoula here tonight. And we'll dive into his numbers as the broadcast moves forward. Lineups being announced on the field as we speak. We'll have our national anthem along with our other pregame festivities before first pitch here tonight. And we're all hoping that Mother Nature somehow splits whatever she has in store around Rapid City, around the ballpark, and no delay is here tonight. So we'll take a quick step aside for tonight's national anthem and the other pregame festivities, and come right back for first pitch here in Rapid City, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. This is the continuation of the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. And the Missoula Mavericks and the Hardhats ready to just about get underway. We'll have our ceremonial first pitch thrown out, and then the Hardhats will take the field. Let's set the defense for the Hardhats with Missoula coming to the plate first. It's Amarian Saylor, the left fielder. Zeke Farley will play in center field. Harrison Good in right field. That pretty much hasn't changed much this season. Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner of third base. Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop. Dylan Marsh, the second baseman. And Alex Dietrich, the first baseman for the Hardhats, with Jake Solano doing the catching. He's the other half of the battery mate for Brian Atkinson on the mound. This Missoula Mavericks club they defeated the Hardhats earlier this season by a final score of 12-8. Now, Missoula scored 8 runs in the first inning, and that was, I believe that was against Brian Atkinson. Now, Brian has pitched a lot since then, and looked a lot better since then. And we'll look at to see who was throwing in that ball game. Yes, Brian Atkinson won an inning and 2/3 in that ball game and gave up 8 runs, but only 3 earned runs against Atkinson. The Hardhats had 7 errors in Billings against Missoula. So they're on their home turf and playing here in Rapid City in front of a packed crowd on fireworks night here at the ballpark. And they're about set to try and redeem themselves and tie up the season series. Now, this will be most likely the final game of the season series against Missoula. Last season, they traveled to Missoula even after playing the Mavericks in Billings and ended up facing them 4 times overall last season. The Hardhats, they scored 8 runs in that ball game, and Adam Jones was the starting pitcher in that ball game as well. He went 6 innings through 114 pitches. 12 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. Struck out 8, walked 1. So the Hardhats have hit against Adam Jones this season. Now, lots of time has passed in between, as mentioned. But the Hardhats know what Adam Jones is about. And at this level, when you've seen a pitcher before, it gives you a little bit more extra confidence. Ceremonial tap of the Hardhats around Brian Atkinson. And Adam Jones will step in on the right side. Hardhats in their throwback uniforms, royal blue tops with Rapid City across the chest in white lettering and red trim. Numbers on their white sleeves in the red and white. Numbers on their backs as well. Adam Jones, 2 taps to the plate on the right side, and Atkinson on the first base, most side of the rubber into the wind, and he bounces the first pitch off the plate for ball 1. Underway at 7:08 local Mountain Time. Just 8 minutes past the originally scheduled time for this ball game. 1 ball and no strikes on Adam Jones. He's the pitching counterpart of Brian Atkinson here tonight. And it's ball 2 on Jones as Atkinson missed the zone. Adam Jones at the plate, batting .325 coming into play. And he misses outside 3-0 quickly on Adam Jones. 52 hits in 160 at-bats for Adam Jones. 30 singles, 13 doubles, 5 triples, 4 home runs. An all-around player Adam Jones. And Atkinson misses up and away, ball 4. So leadoff walk by Atkinson. We said the key to the game for tonight is to hit the baseball, but it's also to throw strikes. Hardhats were victims of several bases-loaded walks last night, and they walked the bases loaded as well. First pitch called strike 1 on Nick Beam, the center fielder. Beam bats from the right side, and Beam batting .283 coming into play. 34 hits and 120 at-bats with Jones off of first. Dietrich holding him on there. The 0-1 chopped up the third base line, foul, 0-2 on Beam. Beam followed by Henry Black, the right fielder. Those three will hit regardless of any outcome prior to that. 0-2 misses a touch upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Atkinson toes the rubber once again, working out of the stretch with Jones off of first. Aggressive lead at first. Ready, and Atkinson delivers a breaking ball, pulled the string on him, and Beam swings right through it for out number 1. A nice slow breaking ball, and Beam was way out in front. And now it'll bring up the left-handed bat of Henry Black. Black bats from the left side, a tap to the plate there. In the 3 spot, 1 on, 1 out. A pickoff move to first, and Jones dives back in safely. Several Missoula Mavericks fans in attendance here tonight. Saw plenty of Indiana license plates coming from Terre Haute as well. Outside edge called strike 1, the first pitch to Henry Black. 0-1. Black in the 3 spot, batting .363 on the season. 41 hits and 113 at-bats. The 0-1 up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 25 singles, 12 triples, or 12 doubles rather, 3 triples, and a home run for Henry Black. Atkinson twirls the baseball behind his back, comes set after a peek at Jones, sidesteps and delivers and misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. That one not close. But just about every seat occupied here at the ballpark here tonight, at least under the awning area. Those kind of the premier seats. Jones takes off for second, and it's fouled straight back and off the netting. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But those kind of the premium seating here tonight with the potential rain in the forecast. Jones off of first once again. Black ready for the 2-2. Solano looks into Coach Clapperidge. He relays the signs to him, and Solano flashes a sign to Atkinson. The 2-2. Jones stayed put that time, and it missed outside, ball 3. Payoff pitch coming to Henry Black. Chris Dill on deck, the left fielder. Payoff pitch. And a bouncer to Kiefer, only played a first with the runner in motion. And Kiefer fires across in time, 6-3 in the book, out number 2. Jones in motion on the 3-2, and why not? Trying to stay out of the double play ball, and they did. That brings up Chris Dill, another left-handed bat in the Mavericks lineup. Dill bounces the bat off his left back shoulder. Ready, a straight up stance, and he looks at a called strike one, outside edge. Nothing in one. Atkinson looks into Solano, set with a man at second and 2 gone. The 0-1, outside edge, about the same spot. It's called strike 2. Nothing in 2 on the cleanup man, Chris Dill. Dill batting .297 coming into play. 22 hits and 74 at-bats. And the 0-2 fouled straight back off the screen. We'll do it again. 13 singles, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 round trippers. 19 driven in for Dill. With runners in scoring position, he's batting .333. He has one right there at second. Down to the count 0-2, here it is, and it hits him off the front leg. And it'll be first and second for the catcher, Mike Prather. There are 2 men out. We're still scoreless, top of the first. Prather bats from the right side. Batting .350 coming into play. First pitch to Prather. Misses high, right above the letters across the chest. 1-0. Missoula in their navy blue tops. A gray lettering across the chest reading Missoula. Number below that, a white trim on the gray letters. And the numbers on their backs in the gray and white as well. Kind of the tuxedo trim around the neck, down the front of the chest. In white. White pants to go along with those navy blue tops. The 2-0 to Prather. A high fly ball to left field. Playable for Amarian Saylor. He takes off his hard hat and makes the grab for out number 3. Mavericks strand 2. We're scoreless after 1/2 inning of play. And the Hardhats come to bat for the first time right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 1, we're scoreless after 1/2 inning of play. Adam Jones to the mound, the southpaw. Will work out the windup. The Hardhats, as mentioned, faced Adam Jones way back in Billings. That was towards the beginning of the season. You have to go all the way back to May 8th. And the Hardhats faced the Mavericks. May 8th, they fell to the Mavericks 12-8, and Adam Jones threw 114 pitches over 6 innings. Zeke Farley to lead things off for the Hardhats. Will set their lineup built by Connect Home Center. Your hometown lumberyard since 1928. Zeke Farley, the center fielder, followed by Amari Saylor, the left fielder. Wyatt Anderson, the hot corner of third base. He bats third. Farley looks at ball one upstairs, 1-0. Harrison Good, the right fielder, fourth. Dylan Marsh, the second baseman, fifth. The 1-0 to Farley. Inside, 2-0. Dietrich, the first baseman, bats sixth. Designated hitter Riker Henry, seventh. The catcher Jake Solano, eighth, and Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, ninth. 2-0 across right above the knees. Called strike one. 2 balls and a strike on Farley. And Farley looks at ball 3 outside. Little bit of rain starting to sprinkle here at the ballpark. I just even felt a drop, and I'm in the press box. The 3-1, inside edge, called strike 2. The count runs full, 3-2. Jones into the wind. He kicks and deals the payoff. Fouled straight back out of play over my head. We'll do it, the payoff once again. Zeke Farley coming into play. Batting .411 on the season. A staple in the leadoff spot. The 3-2. Bouncer to the left side. The shortstop, Eamon Higgins. Up with it. Fires the first. Scoop by Jordan, but it's off his glove. And Farley reaches first on a leadoff error by Higgins, and he's 6 in the book. Now Amari Saylor. We'll see if it's ruled a hit or an error up on the scoreboard. It is an error. And why not? The throw would have beat him. But a low throw that Jordan couldn't handle. Pickoff move over to first. Farley dives back in safely. Adam Jones has a great pickoff move as the southpaw. Staring down the runners and then delivering. And Amari Saylor swings through the first pitch 0-1. Saylor on the season coming into play batting .372, a 1091 OPS. 0-1, pickoff move over to first. Farley dives back in once again. Smart move to keep Farley close. He has plenty of speed, and if my memory serves me correctly, another pickoff move to first. Farley safe once again. If my memory serves me correctly, the Hardhats were picked off a couple of times by Adam Jones. At least caught down in the rundown. The 0-1 to Saylor, well outside for ball 1. Pull up Adam Jones's numbers on the mound this season. A 5-5 record, 56 innings pitched. The 1-1, line drive, hooking foul, right side out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on Saylor. Over 56 innings, a .375 ERA. 47 runs, 30 earned. 56 hits, 76 strikeouts to just 35 walks, and a balk is called. Farley up to second. I was looking down, not sure what Adam Jones did. But either way, a man in scoring position for the Hardhats, still nobody out. Saylor's 1-2. Swung on and missed. Blocked in the turf by Prather. He fires the first in time. Farley takes off for third. He dives in safely at third. So it's a strikeout and a 2-3 put out, but a man at third base with 1 out for Wyatt Anderson. And the reason why Amari Saylor could run after the strikeout, the ball in the turf, first base wasn't occupied. And Farley, kind of a late break once he realized that Prather was going to fire down to first and not just hang on to it. Anderson swings through a high fastball, 0-1. Just powered right past him. But Farley took off right when Prather fired to first and ends up at third. The 0-1 inside on Anderson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at third, 1 out. Opponent's hitting .243 against Adam Jones. Anderson looks at a called strike 2 right above the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Jones ready once again, and the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Anderson goes down swinging a huge out number 2. Brings up Harrison Good. Good bats from the right side. 2-ounce runner on third base. We're scoreless bottom of the first, and Good after the first pitch. He swings right through it, 0-1. It might be a team approach tonight to try and attack Adam Jones early. They made him throw 114 pitches in Billings. That was over 6 innings. The 0-1 outside. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. But still a difficult task against Jones. The 1-1 to Harrison Good is popped out of play off the indoor facility, and just as many young fans in attendance tonight as there was last night. And plenty of spectators using the berm over behind the Hardhats dugout with blankets. The 1-2, swing and a miss, ball on the turf. Good's tagged out, and that's out number 3. So the Hardhats strand the first run of the ball game on third base. We're scoreless after 1. Missoula to bat when we return on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Set for inning number 2. We're scoreless after 1. The dark clouds starting to move into the area. The rain is still a little ways out, but across the Wyoming border now. Most of the lightning is south by Custer, at least right now in this system. Oh, but there's a big strike of thunder right before Atkinson was ready to throw his first pitch. Here's Connor Jordan. And called a strike 1 on Jordan. Atkinson into the wind and misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 swung on him, found back to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes on Connor Jordan, the first baseman. He bats from the left side against Atkinson. Into the line, the 1-2. Way outside, 2-2. Atkinson ready. Into the wind in is 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Atkinson faced 5 men of the Mavericks in the first inning. Already up to a 3-2 count on a leadoff man, Connor Jordan here. Nicknamed the Panda. Payoff pitch, down and in, back to the backstop. Jordan draws a walk. So runner on first and nobody out. New batter is Sky Palmer, the second baseman. Palmer bats from the right side. Runner on first. No score. First pitch fouled back out of play for strike 1. Palmer on the season comes into play batting .360. 32 hits and 89 at-bats. 22 singles and 9 doubles. Breaking ball called strike 2 across the zone. Atkinson looks into Solano, working out on the stretch. He's set, the 0-2. Bouncer left side, Kiefer moves over to his right, fires a second, and out at second as Jordan slides in there. It's out number 1. Nice play by Kiefer to get the lead base runner even after a little bobble. So Palmer reaches on a fielder's choice. Jordan out at second for out number 1. Brings up Ethan Parker. Atkinson looks into Solano, a peek at first. And misses outside for ball 1. So runner at first, 1 out. We're still scoreless and in the top of the second. That was pitch number 31 already for Brian Atkinson. Ready in the 1-0. High. Right at the eye level, 2 balls and no strikes. Ready once again. He comes set after staring down Palmer at first, the 2-0. Little bloop shot down the third baseline, foul. Coach Hathaway standing there. Two balls and a strike on Parker. Atkinson ready. A 2-run, runner stays put, and Parker swings right through the 2-1. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Atkinson, when he works out of the stretch, he sets up pretty much right down the middle, if not a little bit towards the first base side. 2-2. Outside by a touch. And the count runs full, 3-2. Really, the Mavericks have seen lots of pitches from Brian Atkinson. They've worked counts and made him throw a lot. Through an inning and a third. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. Parker goes down swinging out number 2. Second strikeout for Brian Atkinson. Out number 2 of the second, and it brings up Eamon Higgins. Higgins bats from the right side. Runner at first and 2 men out now. And the first pitch to Higgins bounced past Coach Hathaway on the third base side once again. The ball's in a strike. Atkinson toes the rubber. It's still Palmer at first. Takes a peek at him there. Set at the chest, the 0-1. Breaking ball called. Strike 2. Atkinson up in the count. 0-2. Really, Atkinson has looked better out of the stretch than out of the wind-up position. If I noticed that, maybe Coach Clapperich and company noticed that as well. Fly ball right at Zeke Farley in center field. He makes the grab out number 3. Missoula strands the base runner. And we head to the bottom of inning number 2. Through 1.5, we're scoreless. Hardhats the back for another time right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Except for the bottom of inning number 2, we're scoreless after 1.5. Here are the Mavericks and the Hardhats. Dylan Marsh to lead things off to start the second. Marsh, Dietrich, and Henny against Adam Jones. Marsh looks at ball 1 outside, 1-0. Marsh last night only saw the plate twice in game 2. Went 0 for 2. The 1-0 becomes 2 balls and no strikes as the fastball missed high. Into the wind, the 2-0. Inside, ball 3. Marsh working a 3-0 count. Quickly into the wind and the 3-0. Inside edge, it's called strike 1. Marsh taking all the way there. And Marsh looks at ball 4 outside, draws a leadoff walk for the Hardhats. They have the leadoff man on for the second time in as many innings. Now Missoula had that leadoff man on both innings for them as well. Both teams have failed to score. The Hardhats have came the closest, stranded a man at third base. Dietrich squares the bunt, drops it down the third base line, only play to first, and Ethan Parker makes the throw there. The sacrifice works to perfection. March up to second on the sacrifice bunt. Brings up Riker Henny. Runner on second, 1 out. Jones out of the stretch. Pretty much right down the middle for him as well. He stares down Marsh. He's kind of dancing around at second. And the first pitch misses inside to Riker for ball 1. Riker Henny coming into play. Batting .291 on the season. Jones kicks and deals and misses outside for another ball to throw down a third. Marsh slides in safe with the ball pops straight up in the air, and Marsh just told to hang on right on the bag. It's a stolen base credited to Dylan Marsh. A runner on third once again with less than 2 outs. 1 out, and Riker Henny up in the count 2-0. The 2-0 from Higgins, or from Jones rather, misses high, 3 balls and no strikes. Jake Solano on deck, the catcher. Ready in the 3-0. Inside edge, called strike 1. Henny thought about it, but laid off. The 3-1. Swung on and missed, and the count runs full 3-2. Fastball that time that Henny got. Swung right through it a little bit late. Payoff pitch from Jones. Fouled back to the screen. He's on it now. And we'll do it again. Lots of spectators sitting on blankets on the berm, expecting to watch fireworks later. The payoff pitch to Henny, fouled straight back out of play. Another payoff pitch upcoming. Still 3-2. Henny battling with Jones. Here's another payoff, and it misses outside and low. Ball 4. Nice at bat for Riker Henny. The 2 base runners in this inning, walks. Puts runners on the corners, 1 out for Jake Solano. Solano wants to drop down that bunt down the third base line. I would not suspect him to do that here. They might put the stolen base play on and have Henny kind of a delayed steal attempt. With Marsh's speed, a pickoff move to first, and Henny back standing up. Adam Jones up over 30 pitches. His first to Solano will be number 34. At the belt, he kicks and deals the first pitch. Misses a touch high, maybe outside as well, 1-0. Jake Solano, the catcher, caught the back half of the doubleheader last night and gets the start here tonight, batting .234, the 1-0, outside 2-0. $18 hits and 77 at-bats for Solano. The cousin of fellow Hardhats, former Hardhats at this point, Zach Solano. And a quick mound visit between Mike Prather and Adam Jones. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Solano. Expecting him to be taking until he really gets a strike, but after the meeting, he might swing away. He does. The 2-0 swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. He got a good pitch there. Was a tick behind it. 2 balls and a strike. Jones kicks and deals the 2-1. Outside edge called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stadium lights here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Ballpark taking full effect with the dark clouds overhead. The 2-2 fouled back right side out of play. And Solano stays alive. Wilson Kiefer on deck barring a double play ball. Jones set and the 2-2. Breaking ball way outside. Prather just about had that one go back to the backstop, but reaching high and across his body, he had to backhand to that ball. Payoff pitch upcoming to Solano now. With the runners on the corners, 1 out, here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. Solano goes down swinging. Out number 2. Make it the 4th strikeout of the ball game already for Adam Jones. He struck out 8 when the Hardhats faced him earlier this season. Coach Hathaway out of the dugout to have a word with Jones and Prather before the at-bat with Kiefer. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. We're still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. With the rain approaching, would love to keep this ball game moving. And depending on the situation, boy, the first run might win it. Mound visit concludes for Coach Hathaway and Prather. Jones toes the rubber once again. The batter, Wilson Kiefer. He bats from the right side. 2 on, 2 outs. First pitch to Kiefer. Swung on and missed. It popped out of the glove of Prather, but right in front of him, it's strike 1. Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop. He bats .284 on the season. .297 with runners in scoring position. Another fastball powered right past him. 0-2. He has 8 2-out RBIs. Runner takes off for second. Henny and Connor run down, and now Solano, or actually Marsh just dives into third. They expected that kind of run-down play. Henny at second now. Marsh had to stay put. The 0-2 to Kiefer. Swung on and missed. And Kiefer down on 3 pitches. Hardhats trying to pair in scoring position. We're still scoreless and head to the third. Right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Big band of rain continuing to move towards Rapid City. And it's just to the west of I-90 right now. Most of it is north, moving kind of northeast. And the other band to the south by Hill City is mostly kind of moving, if anything, a little bit south. So right now it appears to be splitting around Rapid City. Baseball and guns on our side for now, along with Mother Nature. Brian Atkinson back to the hill. We're scoreless after 2. Top of the order for the Mavericks against Atkinson. Adam Jones. High pop-up right side of the infield. Wilson Kiefer calls everyone off. It's Dylan Marsh, actually, who makes the grab out number 1. Brings up Nick Beam after Jones is down on 1 pitch. Atkinson, that was pitch number 40 of his night. First pitch to Beam, down and away, a breaking ball for ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Atkinson does remain out of the windup. Over his head into the wind and the 1-0. Chop foul into the Hardhats dugout. Look out. Everyone ducking for cover there. A ball and a strike. Atkinson ready on the far first base side. Over his head into the wind. He kicks and deals the 1-1. Breaking ball called strike 2. Atkinson has had the movement on his breaking ball, at least to start the night. And the Mavericks have not tried to hit it. Breaking ball just missed the inside edge. Maybe just a little bit upstairs. In the opinion of John Whitcraft, our home plate umpire, the 2-2. Fouled straight back and out of play, way out of play. It'll head into the parking lot. And hopefully no windshields are broken, including mine. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Atkinson winds, kicks, deals, and the 2-2 bounces away from Solano, and he'll just hold on to it. Beam reaches on the drop third strike. So it is a strikeout, the 3rd overall for Atkinson, but he reaches. It's not an out. Runner on first, 1 out, Henry Black, the new batter. Black to bat from the left side, part of back-to-back left-handers before a right-hander and then another left-handed bat. First pitch to Black, outside edge called strike 1. 0-1. Atkinson trolls the baseball behind his back. Set in the 0-1, outside edge, about the same spot. It's called strike 2. Quickly, Henry Black down in the count, 0-2. He bounces short his first time at the plate. Beam off of first, and 1 gone. Infield and double play depth, even with the little shift on. The 0-2, line drive, base it into right field in front of Harrison. Good. And Black into the hit column with a single. So 2 on with 1 out. It brings up Chris Dill. Dill was hit by a pitch on his front right leg, his first trip against Atkinson. And Brian will just step off before his first pitch to Dill. Comes set a peek at second side, steps and delivers, and the first pitch pop foul out of play. Look out in the crowd, and some young fans with their gloves ready for that one. No balls and a strike on Dill. Waves the bat head out in front, moves a little bit closer to the pitcher up in the box. 0-1. High fly ball, right center field. Back is both outfielders. And Zeke Farley can't make the play. It bounces up against the wall. A run comes in to score. Black to third, and it's a double for Chris Dill, and Missoula takes a 1-0 lead. I believe in the back of the mind, Zeke Farley had the wall in his mind. He was there, or it looked like, at least from my point of view, he was there. But would have had to make an over-the-shoulder grab. Either way, it's 1-0 Missoula. And 2 men in scoring position once again. First pitch fouled straight back and out of play. Almost a nice catch by a fan. RBI double for Chris Dill. The new batter is Mike Prather, the catcher. Prather bats from the right side. So Beam scores after reaching on the drop third strike. Black to third after his single. Breaking ball called strike 2 on Prather. He flied to left to end the first. His first opportunity. White batting gloves, and he bounces the bat off his back right shoulder to the 0-2. Breaking ball, lined fair down the left field line, hooking into the corner. Cut off by Saylor, but it's a 2-run single for Mike Prather. And Missoula tacks on 2 more. It's 3-0. Just unfortunate how this inning has played out. Coach Clappridge out of the dugout. First one, a 1-pitch pop out, and then the drop third strike allowed a man to reach. Henry Black with the single, Chris Dill the double, and then another single. That scored 2. New batter will be Connor Jordan. Mound visit concludes. Atkinson stays in the ball game. He toes the rubber. Nobody warming in the pen for the Hardhats. We're just in the top of the third. It's 3-0 Missoula. 1 out, runner on first. Connor Jordan walked his first trip at the plate. Bats from the left side. And first pitch line drive foul down the right field line. 0-1. This big crowd on hand would love to see a Hardhats victory here tonight. Before the fireworks. 0-1. Outside edge, it's called strike 2 on Jordan. For the most part, the last several batters, Atkinson has been ahead in the count. Just leaving a pitch too much over the strike zone. Up in the count with 2 strikes, the 0-2. Down and blocked in the turf. Solano throws down to first. And the tag, not in time. Dietrich swiped and just barely safe. Is Mike Prather actually the courtesy runner? Not sure exactly who that is. Take a look at the lineup card. That's Peyton Stevens, the courtesy runner. A ball and 2 strikes. Atkinson likes the sign. He stares down Stevens. Set at the chest. And the 1-2. Breaking ball. Chopper back to Atkinson. He fires his second, and they get the lead runner over to first. Safe at first. Jordan just beat out the double play, so he reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. Brings up Kai Palmer as this inning continues. Sky Palmer reached on a fielder's choice of his own back in the second. 2 outs, runner on first, 3-0 Missoula. And the first pitch down and away. Solano can't find it. Jordan up to second on the wild pitch. We predict that the rain is about anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes away. As of this moment. The 1-0 from Atkinson. Kicks and deals and misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Palmer. Sky Palmer, the second baseman, has not had to make a play defensively here tonight. The 2-0, down and blocked in the turf by Solano. 3 balls and no strikes. Jordan still off of second and 2 gone. The infield plays back on the 3-0. Setting the 3-0. Inside edge called strike one. Palmer looked to be taking. 3 balls and a strike. And there is some open skies basically straight behind me. The dark clouds more towards the north. Bouncer left side, diving stop by Wyatt Anderson. From his knees, he tries to throw, and it's stopped by Dietrich. Now Jordan trying for the plate, and he will score. A wild sequence of events. It's 4-0 Missoula. So the diving stop by Anderson at third. Wild throw of first, more towards right field. Dietrich pulled way off the bag, and then Jordan dove in safely around the tag of Solano. It's 4-0. And it'll just be an infield single for Palmer. It brings up Ethan Parker. First pitch misses high for ball one on Parker. Four nothing, all 4 runs coming in this inning. 2 outs. The first, the 1-0 popped up in foul territory and caught by Anderson before he dropped the ball. The out is completed, and that's out number 3. 4-0 Missoula. We head to the bottom half. After this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Now the head coaches and our umpires are discussing things. No word just yet, and I believe no lightning detected just yet. We'll see what comes of this discussion as they'll call Missoula off the field now, and it looks like we're heading into a delay. Hardhats set to bat in the bottom of the third after giving up 4 runs. So yes, just announced a weather delay. And Missoula asked off the field, Hardhats in their dugout as well, as we potentially let this rain pass here in Rapid City. Doesn't look to be raining yet, but there is lightning less than 8 miles out and hail by the Keystone area. So no reason to test things. And while we wait out this weather delay, we'll send it back to National Fox Programming and be right back. Everyone heading for their cars as of right now, and the team's asked to head out of the dugouts and into the indoor facility. So we will send it back to National Fox Programming and be back once this weather delay concludes here in Rapid City. We send it out right now. Welcome back into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. And once again, good evening. As the weather has passed, the delay has ended, and Missoula retakes the field for the bottom of inning number 4. We're at a 4-0 margin. Missoula, they took the lead in the top half of this 4th inning before the delay. 4 runs in that 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order to face Adam Jones out of the windup. Zeke Farley steps in and swings through the first pitch. Down in the count, he goes 0-1. Underway once again after the weather delay. And expecting another late night here in Rapid City, especially with the fireworks to follow. Strike 2 called on the outside edge. 0-2. The count on Farley. Jones kicks and deals, and the 0-2 swung on and missed. Powered the fastball right past him, and Farley goes down swinging for round number 1. And boy, Adam Jones basically picking up where he left off. That was his 6th strikeout overall on the night. Brings up Amarian Saylor, who bats from the right side. Jones winds, kicks, deals, and the first pitch is a strike right above the knees, 0-1. Amarian Saylor struck out and was thrown out on a 2-3 putout. And then dropped 3rd strike in the 1st inning. He looks at a ball that bounces in front of the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. And for Jones, 1 trip through the lineup in 2 innings. The 1-1, outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hasn't given up a hit just yet. The 3 base runners, the result of an error and 2 walks. Jones misses outside on the 2-1, 3 balls and a strike. He starts his motion into the wind of 3-1, swung on and missed, and now 3-2. The count runs full. The dark skies have kind of passed. It still looks rather dark on the stream. Ball 4 misses down and away, so Amarian Saylor on with a 1-out base on balls. But really, most of the weather, it wasn't much rain here and no hail like it was expecting. Plenty of wind, though. And most of the weather stayed either north or south. It kind of split around Rapid City like we had all hoped. Runner on first, 1 out. A pickoff move to first, and Saylor back in standing up. Wyatt Anderson, the new batter. Anderson bats from the right side. He struck out his first time at the plate and fouls 1 straight back off the netting. He fell down to a knee on his swing. 0-1. Runner at first, 1 gone. Jones kicks and deals. The breaking ball misses well outside and high for ball 1. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. For Wyatt Anderson, he comes into play. 6 ticks under 400 at 394. Looks at ball 2 outside off the glove of Prather, but right at his feet. And Saylor stays put at first. 2-1, runner takes off for second. It's swung on and missed. The throw is wild and goes into center field. Saylor will hold up at second base with a stolen base. And Anderson in a 2-2 count. I believe it'll be Brian Atkinson still for the Hardhats, but we'll see. The 2-2 popped up right side out of play. Still ready and on the fastball, Anderson. Leaves the bat head out in front and ready, resting the bat off his right shoulder, bounces it off there. The 2-2. Breaking ball well up and away, 3-2. Adam Jones just threw his 57th pitch of the night. Setting the payoff, Adam Jones to Wyatt Anderson. Saylor takes off for third. Anderson swings right through it. The throw down to third is in time. It's a strikeout and a throwout, double play. And just like that, we're at the end of inning number 3. We head to the 4th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch alongside you, bring you top of inning number 4. And Brian Atkinson is the arm on the mound for the Hardhats. He resumes his night on the mound. The Hardhats trailing 4-0 entering inning number 4. That score on the State Farm scoreboard ensured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. And they're trailing to the Missoula Mavericks. In this ball game, Adam Jones has not allowed a hit in this ball game so far. And taking a look at his pitch count, Adam Jones is at 59 pitches through 3 innings. 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, no hits, no runs. The Hardhats have come close to scoring, but once again, the bats have been cold tonight. Tap to the plate on the right side for the leadoff man of the inning, 9th spot of Eamon Higgins. It'll be 9-1-2 to face Brian Atkinson. And Higgins looks at ball 1 outside. Higgins 0 for 1, a fly ball to Farley in center. His first trip, that seems like a long time ago in the 2nd inning. The 1-0 fly ball to deep left center field. Amarian Saylor heads over. Zeke Farley heads over too, and it splits the outfielders and rolls all the way to the wall. Higgins in with a stand-up leadoff double. Fifth hit of the ball game for Missoula. Leadoff man on second base. They've had the leadoff man on in every inning except for the 3rd inning when they scored their 4 runs. Atkinson ready at the chest to peek at second. The breaking ball is inside and it hits Adam Jones. First and second now, nobody out. Brings up Nick Beam. Kind of got the rally going in the 3rd inning when he reached on a drop 3rd strike. He struck out twice, but does have a run scored. He scored the opening run of this ball game. Squares the bunt early on Atkinson. Pulls back. It's a called strike 1 on the outside edge. Dietrich had to avoid the base runner and run around him as he came in crashing. Jones at first, and Higgins at second. 0-1. Atkinson set at the chest. Once again, Beam squares the bunt early. Dietrich charges in. It's a pickoff move to second. And back in time is Higgins. Still expecting fireworks tonight. This crowd on hand. The 0-1. And Beam pulls back his bunt attempt as it misses down and away. Ball 1. Plenty of fans still set up on the berm area behind the Hardhats dugout. Atkinson set the 1-1, offers that, it drops down the bunt. Dietrich will tag out the runner, and the bunt attempt works to perfection. The sacrifice 3 unassisted. Both runners move up into scoring position. Higgins to third, Jones to second. One out for Henry Black. Black a single in the third inning. He scored a run as well. He's 1 for 2. That's single and a bouncer to short. Infield brought in for the Hardhats. Already trailing 4-0. Trying to not let this balloon anymore. First pitch to Black. Misses outside for ball 1. It's a left-handed bat. Back-to-back lefties coming up. Set at the chest and the 1-0. A bouncer right side, diving, spinning stop by Dietrich, and he will have no play. He couldn't find the baseball. Run comes in to score, and Black reaches on what will be scored. Most likely an infield single because of how hard that ball was hit. Either way, it's 5-0 Missoula now. As Higgins comes in and scores, it'll put runners on the corners. It is an infield single for Henry Black. And now Chris Dill, RBI double, his last trip to the plate. First pitch to Dill, outside, ball 1. 5-0 Missoula. 4 runs in the fourth. Or in the third, rather, and 1 more in this fourth inning. There's 1 out. Sending a pickoff move to first, and Black dives back in. Some lightning in the distance, but not close enough to affect this ball game anymore. Atkinson ready and delivers. Ball 2 outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Brian Atkinson up over 75 pitches, and this will be his 76th. Fouled straight back and off the backstop. 2 balls and a strike on Dill. Hit by a pitch in the first, and that RBI double and a run scored in the third. All before the weather delay. For the most part, because of lightning. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. And it's interesting when, or actually 3 balls and a strike. The scoreboard hadn't been updated right away. It's interesting when teams enter a weather delay, they retreat to the indoor facility. The 3-1 misses outside, ball 4. Its bases loaded. And when those teams retreat to the indoor facility and wait things out, I mean, there's nothing malicious about it. They just sit around, mostly probably with their teammates, and maybe making a few friends. And these two teams have played each other several times in the last few seasons. So for the most part, they know each other and probably had several conversations in the indoor facility during our weather delay tonight. Mound visit concludes for the Hardhats. It's bases full for Mike Prather, and bases loaded hit batter. The breaking ball hit him on the helmet. Prather trots down to first, and it's 6-0 Missoula. First pitch, and not what the Hardhats wanted there. Right after the mound visit, now Connor Jordan. Bases full for Jordan, left-handed bat. First pitch misses outside, ball one. Black at third, Dill at second, Prather aboard first. And it's actually Stevens now as the courtesy runner. We're still one out. And the 1-0 misses downstairs, blocked by Solano. 2 balls and no strikes. The Hardhats have to get something going. Their bats have been falling cold recently, especially here at the Firecracker after Omaha. Jordan swings through the 2-0, 2 balls and a strike. And really in Omaha, their bats weren't that lively there either. Really the last 10 games or so, they haven't looked very good. Pop up behind the plate. Jake Solano tosses his mask and almost tripped over his hard hat. But he makes a grab for out number 2 in foul territory behind the plate. Big out number 2 at that. For the Hardhats in their last 10 games, I have those numbers. They're hitting .261 as a team, just a .731 OPS, and their ERA is up over 5 at 5.80. First pitch called strike one, a breaking ball on Sky Palmer. And in that span, their last 10 games, they're 4-5. The 0-1 ducks out of the way of that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Base is still full of navy blue Maverick jerseys. Palmer singled and reached on a fielder's choice in the third and the second, respectively, as Atkinson misses down and away. Ball 2. Backhand stop by Solano. Facing Adam Jones for the second time, you would think that the Hardhats would be able to figure something out, something like they did back in Billings. But again, that was almost 2 months ago at the start of the season. The 3-1 from Atkinson, pickoff move to first, and it's not in time. Stevens dives back in. A little back pick play. Atkinson looks and comes set, and the 3-1. High ball 4, bases loaded walk makes it 7-0 Missoula. Black scores, Dill to third, Prather to second, and that'll be the end of the ball game for Brian Atkinson. We'll take a step aside and have a pitching change here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. Hardhats trailing big, 7-0 here in the 4th inning. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. We're still in the top of the fourth. The Hardhats trailing 7-0 to the Missoula Mavericks. The new arm on the mound is Wilson Kiefer. He comes in from his shortstop position, so Dylan Marsh takes over there. And Marsh moving from second to short. Amarian Saylor from left field to second base. And now Riker Henney from the DH position off the bench to left field. Bases full, Wilson Kiefer on the mound. He works out of the windup, and the first task is Ethan Parker. And Parker looks at ball one downstairs. There are 2 men out. This is the 9th man sent to the plate in this 4th inning for Missoula. The 1-0. Swung on and foul, tipped into the glove of Solano. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop out in foul territory to Anderson at third. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes now on Parker. 7 runs, 6 hits, and an error for Missoula. Nothing but zeros across the board for the Hardhats. And Parker fouls away the 1-2. Won't do it again. Kiefer winds, kicks, deals the 1-2. Misses high and tight. Ball 2. Kiefer on the mound this season. Saw 2/3 of an inning last night. 3 balls and 2 strikes now with the bases full, nowhere to put him. Has to be a strike, runners in motion, and it's high and tight, ball 4, another bases loaded walk. Name of the game is to throw strikes, and the Hardhats these last few games have not been able to do that. The base runners, there's just hit batters, just 1-2 hits in this inning. Outside of that, walks, 2 hit batters, 3 walks so far. Kiefer misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Eamon Higgins. The 2-0. Right above the knees, called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. And Higgins, a high fly ball to left field. Riker Henney over to his left, underneath of it, and makes the grab. Out number 3. We're finally done with the top of the 4th. Mavericks score 4 more runs in their half of the 4th, and it's 8-0. We head to the bottom half after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We head to the bottom of inning number 4, and Harrison Good to lead things off, followed by Dylan Marsh and Alex Dietrich. The Hardhats trailing 8-0 to Adam Jones and the Missoula Mavericks, and Jones hits the zone, a called strike 1 on Harrison Good. Good struck out and was tagged out on a drop third strike, 2 unassisted in the first inning. Looks at ball 1 outside, even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Across the belt, called strike 2. Jones has not allowed a hit in this ball game. He's at 60 pitches and make it his 63rd right now, and he misses in tight for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones into the wind and the 2-2. Outside ball 3. Count runs forward to Harrison Good, the leadoff man in the Hardhats' 4th. You need base runners, anything to get things going against Adam Jones, and the 3-2 misses a touch high for ball 4. Leadoff man on for the Hardhats once again. That man has been on every time in each of the first 4 innings. But yet, the Hardhats have not scored. Brings up Dylan Marsh. Pickoff move to first. And Good dives back in safely. Jones kicks and deals the first pitch to Marsh, way outside for ball 1. Prather thought about firing down to first. He decided against it, and now Coach Hathaway out of the dugout. Maybe he saw something, but Jones at 66 pitches, I believe, at this point. I don't think Adam Jones will be eligible to pitch again. Just a very quick meeting for Coach Hathaway. And Prather gives a sign in front of the plate. Marsh steps back in on the right side. Setting the 1-0. Outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Jones has the stamina to go deep into this ball game. The 2-0 popped up right side, foul territory. Jordan gives chase, but it's out of play. 2 balls and a strike. As mentioned before the delay a couple of times, Jones threw 114 pitches back when these 2 teams played in Billings, Montana. 2-1. Strike at the knees, called strike 2. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good off of first, nobody out. Jones stares him down and pickoff move over to first. Good dives back in. Set at the belt. Goes to the plate this time, and Marsh looks at ball 3 outside. Full count now to Dylan Marsh. Adam Jones to Dylan Marsh. Runner in motion, and it misses outside ball 4. Marsh draws a walk. Back-to-back walks for the Hardhats to start their 4th. And it'll bring up Alex Dietrich. Dietrich bats from the right side. He dropped down a sacrifice bunt his first time at the plate. So no official at-bat with the sacrifice. 2 on, nobody out. He does not square this time, and the Hardhats potentially not putting that bunt signal on again because they're trailing by 8 runs. Looks at a called strike 1. The 0-1 swings away and fouls it straight back to the screen. 0-2 on the Hardhats first baseman. Raker Henny on deck. Jones along looking to Prather. And Dietrich asks for time. The 0-2 outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Hardhats, this is probably their most threatening time of the night. 2 on, nobody out. 1-2 downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And at the very least, they've taken Adam Jones to back-to-back 3-2 payoff pitches where he lost the batter for ball 4 both times. A 2-2 count on Alex Dietrich now, and he misses inside ball 3, make it 3 straight full counts. And Jones might be running out of gas, especially after the delay. The payoff pitch to Dietrich. Downstairs ball 4, 3 straight walks drawn by the Hardhats. And now Adam Jones having difficulty throwing strikes. Coach Hathaway out of the dugout once again. No signal just yet to the bullpen, and there's no one warming in the bullpen for Missoula, but he will make a signal to left field. It looks like Chris Dill will come in from left and take over on the mound. We'll take a quick step aside. Bases loaded for the Hardhats. Trying to threaten here, trailing 8-0 to Missoula in the bottom of the 4th. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. The new arm on the mound is Chris Dill. He comes in from left field to take over on the mound. Nick Beam moves from center field to left field, and Adam Jones moves from the mound to center field for the Mavericks defensively. Chris Dill on the mound this season, a 1-0 record. This is his 7th appearance. 2 runs, both earned, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, a 1.68 ERA, and opponents hitting .267 against him this season. Dill rather, another left-hander. So back-to-back southpaws on the mound that the Hardhats will see, and why not? If you have the capabilities of throwing another left-hander out of the dugout, the Hardhats, historically, at least the last 2 seasons, have not looked very good against the left-hander. Bases full, nobody out. Difficult spot for Chris Dill. Riker Henny at the plate. Henny walked his first time at the plate and checked his swing. It's a foul ball back to the screen, 0-1. And maybe a cross up of the signs right away as the catcher Prather out to have a word with Dill. So Adam Jones responsible for all 3 runners on base, but he is still in line for the win because of the 8-run lead. The wind, the kick, and the pitch to Henny is fouled straight back, 0-2. Jake Solano on deck. Hardhats trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. The 0-2 to Henny is fouled away off the screen, and Henny stays alive. Lots of lightning in the distance, but nothing affecting this ball game anymore. Dill starts his motion into the wind, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Henny tagged out. Ball at the bottom part of the zone. It's out number 1. First strikeout for Chris Dill to the first man he faces with the bases loaded. Now 1 out, and Jake Solano to bat. Solano struck out against Jones his first time, and he looks at ball 1 low. On the base pass, Harrison Good at third, Dylan Marsh at second, and Alex Dietrich at first. The 1-0. High fly ball, right center field, a long run for Henry Black, but he's underneath of it, makes the grab. Harrison Good tags, the ball's bobbled in right field. Did they say he dropped the ball? He did. So it's no out number 2, an error on the right fielder Black. No, it is a sacrifice fly. They say he dropped it on the transfer. So the Hardhats are on the board. It's 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs and 8-1 our score. Wilson Kiefer, the new batter. And time asked for by Kiefer right before the delivery from Dill. He threw the pitch anyway. Out of the windup, he kicks and deals. The first pitch to Kiefer, swung on and fouled, tipped in a glove, 0-1. Kiefer struck out against Jones in his lone at-bat. Bats here for the second time. 0-1, he scores the bunt, drops it down right in front of Chris Dill. Fields and fires on the spin, and that's out number 3. Throws Kiefer out. Hardhats score 1. They're on the board. It's 8-1. And we head to inning number 5. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Wilson Kiefer back to the mound for the Hardhats, now trailing 8-1. They got on the board for 1 run in their half of the fourth, but still do not have a hit in this ball game. Adam Jones relieved by Chris Dill. Both left-handers. Top of the order, Adam Jones to lead things off, and Jones is hit in the back. And that's the second hit by pitch that he's had tonight. That was the first pitch fastball that he wore on the backside. So leadoff man is on for Missoula. Brings up Nick Beam. Kiefer sidesteps and delivers, and a line drive right at Riker. Henny dives and makes the grab. It's out number 1. Over to his right, he makes the grab. Nice play by Henny. Out number 1. 1 on, 1 out. And now Henry Black. Kiefer ready. The first pitch to Black. Runner takes off. The pitch is a called strike. The throw down not in time as Jones swipes second. A 1 the count on Black. Kiefer likes the sign from Solano, and he sets up down and away. The 0-1 outside edge called strike 2. Nothing in 2 on Henry Black. He's 2 for 3, a pair of singles and 2 runs scored, along with a bouncer to short. 0-2, line drive hooking foul, and it's a foul ball down the right field line. Still no balls and 2 strikes on Black, the left-hander. Marsh holding on Jones at second. Playing almost up the middle for the left-handed bat. Big gap on the left side of the infield. 0-2. Outside and low. A ball and 2 strikes. Kiefer came in for the final out of the fourth. First full inning of work, and the 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kiefer ready once again, the 2-2. Line drive, and on a short hop, Marion Saylor fires the first. It's wild and goes up the line. A run comes in to score. Up to second goes Black. Saylor bobbled it just a little bit and overthrew Alex Dietrich. And it's 9-1 Missoula. Black reaches on the E4, and Jones scores. Black ends up at second base. First pitch to Chris Dill, misses downstairs, ball 1. Blocked by Solano. Kiefer shakes off the sign, now comes set, the 1-0. High fly ball to right field. Harrison good to his right. He's underneath of it, makes the grab out number 2. Runner takes and moves to third to throw in. He got him. No, he's safe. Where's the baseball? Oh my goodness, Harrison Good's throw is online. And the ball just popped out of the glove of Wyatt Anderson. Almost a double play instead. Black tags and goes to third. Two outs, man on third, 9-1, Missoula. Keep around the windup, and the first pitch off the elbow of Mike Prather. He's hit for the second time tonight. And Prather will be courtesy ran for. He's taking a beating. Now Connor Jordan. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Jordan taps the plate on the left side. Kiefer from the stretch hits the outside edge, called strike 1. Kiefer will work out of the windup now as the runner took second base without a throw. The 0-1 bouncer left side through the gap into left field. 2 runs will come in and score as the throw's cut off. And it's late either way. A 2-run single for Connor Jordan, and it's 11-1 Mavericks. Not much else to say, folks. It's just been a rough couple weeks for the Hardhats. The first pitch to Sky Palmer swung on and missed, 0-1. And unfortunately, it just continues to carry over from the previous day. 0-1 fouled straight back out of play, 0-2 on Palmer. Fielder's choice, a single and a walk for Sky Palmer. Givers 0-2, misses downstairs, blocked by Solano. Hardhats will play team from Terre Haute, Indiana, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. On ground ball, left side on a hop, Wyatt Anderson fields and fires across in timeout number 3. 3 more runs come across for Missoula. It's 11-1 in favor of the Mavericks. We head to the bottom of the 5th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Auto sales, service, and detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Bottom of inning number 5. The Hardhats set to bat, and the top of the order coming into play, Zeke Farley, Amarian Saylor, and Wyatt Anderson. Zeke Farley to bat from the right side. Dill kicks and deals and misses outside, ball one. And that one runs inside and goes back to the backstop behind Farley. 2 balls and no strikes. Hardhats trailing 11-1 in this ball game. 2-0, misses downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0, a called strike 1 on Farley. 3 balls and a strike. Dill into the wind. He kicks and deals a 3-1. Outside, ball 4. It goes back to the backstop. Farley will trot down to first. He's on base for the second time. So runner on first, nobody out. Here's Amarian Sailor. First pitch fouled away right side out of play, 0-1. Sailor walked his last time, stole second, was caught stealing to end the third inning. On a strike him out, throw him out, double play. He looks at ball 1 high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Struck out in the first inning. 1-1. Fly ball right at the left fielder, Nick Beam, and that's out number 1. So Sailor is 0 for 2. Brings up Wyatt Anderson. Runner on first, 1 out. And Dill misses outside, ball 1. Farley off of first, 1 out. Hardhats still looking for their first hit. The 1-0, Farley takes off for second. The pitch is inside for a ball, no throw. Farley swipes second base. And now, Coach Hathaway out of the dugout for a meeting with Chris Dill. And this point, a 10-run margin, not sure what there is to talk about. You're leading by 10 runs and potentially going to pick up a run rule victory. It's a rather brief conversation with Hathaway, Dill, and Prather. Runner on second, the 2-0 coming to Wyatt Anderson. Here it is. And this is downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Set in a 3-0. Farley takes off for a third. It's a called strike 1. No throw down to third. So Farley up to third base. The 3-1. Half swing on ball upstairs. No appeal. Anderson draws a walk. It'll bring up Harrison Good. First pitch to Good, strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Harrison Good, 0 for 1, a strikeout in the first to end the first inning, walked in the fourth. Fly ball into left field, back is Beam, and he makes the grab, tagging and scoring Zeke Farley, and it's 11-2. Harrison Good with the sacrifice fly and an RBI to left field. Brings up Dylan Marsh. Marsh has drawn a pair of walks on his night. Runner on first and 2 outs. He looks at ball 1 down and away. (11-2) the score. In favor of Missoula. The scoreboard has not changed yet. Two balls and no strikes on Marsh. Dill kicks and deals and swings right through the 2-0. Big off move back to first, and Anderson back in standing up. Two one, inside edge called strike 2. Twos across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The 2-2. A bouncer left side to short. Eamon Higgins underhand flip to second the short way for the out, and that's the ball game. Hardhats fall in a run rule loss to the Missoula Mavericks. Final score 11-2. The Hardhats 0-4 here at the Firecracker tournament. We'll take a 30-second step aside and come right back for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome to the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. Well, folks, I'm not going to beat it around the bush too much. Final score 11-2 in favor of the Missoula Mavericks. The Hardhats without a hit in this ball game. And unfortunately for them, they still only have 10 hits at the Firecracker tournament through 4 games now. And I don't know what Coach Torvey, Coach Clappridge, Coach Ewing have to say to the Hardhats tonight. It's just a tough night. It's been a tough week, tough couple weeks. In Omaha, in Denver, they split. They went 2-2 in Denver. But really, ever since that Denver trip, the Hardhats have really fallen off, and they've faced a lot of very quality competition. Keep that in mind. These are very good teams that the Hardhats have been facing. In Omaha and Denver, here at the Firecracker, once again, this is probably the best lineup of teams that Coach Torvey has seen in his time as the head coach and really as a coach in the post-22 system. He said that. And there's really just not much else to say. The coaches are really done with their post-game speech, and ready to let the team watch the fireworks. And honestly, you have to think about it as tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's an opportunity to put up a better outing than the last and go after the victory. Now you face a tough Terre Haute, Indiana team. They always bring their best to the Firecracker tournament. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night. That game scheduled for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll have it right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. But the Hardhats' final line score in this one for Missoula, 11 runs, 6 hits, and an error. The Hardhats, 2 runs on no hits and 2 errors defensively. They do score 2 runs, but they didn't have a single hit. And that's a little tough to do. Unfortunately, there's not much to give a player of the game to. So tonight's player of the game sponsored by Claiborne Lowson Sabres. Whether it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Lowson Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Lowson Sabres in Rapid City. I'm going to have to give it to a Missoula Maverick and Adam Jones. Adam Jones looked very dominant until he ran out of gas. And he looked dominant in Billings. He was dominant here tonight. And he struck out 7 batters here tonight before having to give away. And then Chris Dill finished off the no-hitter. And yes, it was only through 5 innings, and that's all they needed. But that's really the story of this ball game. The Hardhats finished without any hits. So we'll keep the stream on for the fireworks to follow, and tune in for that on Hardhats TV. But until tomorrow night, when the Hardhats take on Terre Haute, Indiana, my name is Adam Birch. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good night.